Podtacular crew, it's Duststorm here doing a reaction video to the Xbox Showcase, the Halo portion. I was away for family things, so I didn't actually get to respond to this live, but I have the Halo portion queued up, and I am ready to see what I missed yesterday. So let's take a look and see what fun announcements we got for Halo Infinite.
This holiday marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox and the 20th anniversary of Halo. To our millions of passionate fans, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you.
It's cool to see Joe and Bonnie up there
Our
together.
goal has always been to bring players together. And for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience to all players across Xbox and PC with no barriers. Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and invite more of you than ever before to become a Spartan hero. I'm excited to be here with Joseph Staten, the creative director of Halo Infinite. From helping craft the original Halo Combat Evolved to leading the fan favorite Halo 3 ODST.
That's right.
Joseph is a Halo visionary. It is so great to have him back with Halo.
Thank you, Bonnie. And hey, everybody.
He looks happy to be back.
For us,
which is good.
And I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder, about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world. This is just one part of the Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide-open environment we've ever built.
That's a big improvement from last year.
And we can't wait for you to explore.
Wow, look at the detail on that. Whoa, that's massive.
The heart of Halo is Spartan 117,
really
the
good
Master
job
Chief.
of updating the graphics from last year.
In the next chapter of the Chief's story, he'll
is this a
face his
continuation
greatest
of
challenge
the
yet.
cutscene?
But they're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck out here.
Back of Chief's head is flashing green. Interesting little detail. All right, so debris field. Ooh, the piano.
You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
Okay,
I told you.
Fusion coils.
It's enough.
Throw fusion coils.
So I see.
Wow, this is really well done. Yep. His trusty AR.
There's not much time.
Okay. Cortana flashback, similar to Halo 3.
If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
There's the grapple shot. Nice. Nice.
What happened? Where is Cortana?
Ooh.
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone.
Wait, what?
She's been deleted.
Not Cortana.
How? By you?
Of course not.
Sounds like Cortana, but not Cortana?
Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion.
So another AI to take
So if it wasn't you...
out Cortana. Okay.
Okay, then.
Interesting.
There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Interesting.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The mission's changed.
So is Cortana still alive, or is she...
Are you sure?
Gone. There's the chip. Interesting. Okay, then.
Of course, you can't have a Halo game without multiplayer. And on Xbox Series X, you'll be able to enjoy Infinite's multiplayer action at up to 120 frames per second. Finally, I'm very happy to announce that Halo Infinite's first free-to-play multiplayer season and Infinite's story-driven campaign will launch together this holiday.
A new day is upon us.
No. Oh,
A new
multiplayer.
generation built to fight. Together, we
Finally,
are
some multiplayer.
unstoppable.
Finally.
Are you ready?
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, so interesting. So, I wonder if this is FFA or I know we got a lot of the armor customizations. So, oh, that's sick. What is that? Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, hammer. What? Wait, what did he just do? Did he just like reflect that?
Hello, let's do
There's way too
some
much stuff
damage.
going on here. Way too much.
Skewer acquired.
What the? What was that? Oh. Oh my. Multiplayer is gonna be
Claim the enemy
insane.
flag. Return it to base.
What? What? No. Oh my gosh. This is gonna be nuts. Dude. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. There's so much
flag
stuff
is
in
off.
here.
Please call at your earliest convenience.
Oh, that's funny. Wow. Woo. Alright, got the spanker back. That's nice.
Now, show me
Nice.
what you
We got
can
throwing.
do.
Combat evolves back. That armor. Wow. Okay, that multiplayer trailer blew me away. Wow. Wow. I'm guessing that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there's going to be a lot to unpack. I tried to stay off social media for a bit. I saw a couple of things that I obviously retweeted and whatnot, but wow, that multiplayer was action-packed for one. Campaign looks epic. I'm guessing what we saw at the beginning was kind of the continuation of the cutscene from what we saw last year. Or 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Last year. 2 years ago. Sorry. And there's a new Cortana that's not Cortana. Interesting. I know there's a Waypoint blog too that I haven't read yet either. But that multiplayer trailer, whew, there's a lot to go back and watch through that thing. I'm guessing, I mean, they talked about the, I don't think they're doing, it doesn't look like they're doing red versus blue anymore. It looks like it's just full-on customization. And there was a couple clips where you saw red outlines, so I guess they're doing outlines for enemy teams now. But there was, oh my gosh, the action in it was just nuts. All the grapple shot, throwing the fusion coils. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch all this again. And multiplayer looked like a whole heck of a lot of fun. Oh man. This is gonna be good. I can't wait to talk about this with folks on Thursday. Well, people wanted me to do a live reaction, and I'm happy I did. So, I know there was supposed to be more multiplayer out today, so I'm going to go watch that. Or actually, I guess I can just go ahead and do that now. Go over to the Halo channel. I think specifically they released it today. So let's take a look at the multiplayer thing while we're here, I guess. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? All right, let's take a look. What we've got for multiplayer. Ooh, that's a pretty opening. That's really pretty. Wow. Maybe this could be main menu. Pretty cool looking house.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
My gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun allows me to feel the most like John Wick, I am there.
I remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Hey, it's Patrick.
Halo means something here for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
A lot of customization stuff. Seems like they're going heavy on this time around.
What is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena-style combat. And big team battle, again. This wide open, vehicle-infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're gonna give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's gonna evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think is really about how do we respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
Okay. I'm curious to...
The vision of Arena was all about a tight
experience.
It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map, earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced
that's
starts.
An interesting opener.
So everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip.
That's cool.
And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging. It's about finding new toys and kind of developing your play style as you run through the match.
What makes Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the sandbox. Like, the sandbox is Halo.
I mean,
when we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things that fans haven't seen yet?
Equipment is back, but equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. There's going to be
so many cool plays with the grapple
We
shot.
ask questions to ourselves of if you could go after a power weapon to get a bunch of kills, would you do that, or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate
multiplayer.
The exciting combinatory nature of
double down
this toy plus this toy and how those interact with objectives is super amazing.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it, and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield, and then they can take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems. When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now. And that's something that's brand new.
The other thing we added to that is this doomsday mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you gotta choose what you wanna do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
We've got a cousin to the Warthog, which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives,
so you can
and that
put
is
weapons
what's really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and
into
campaign.
the Hog?
The levels define the pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic fantasy for players as they're entering that match. What do they want to do? What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat, what kind of dance floor is there available?
I'm trying to take all this in and talk about it later without...
For me, BTB is all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of
okay,
Halo.
So they're focusing on BTB,
match, right?
which
like
is
you
good.
see the vehicles, the
we didn't have that
weapons,
native in Halo 5, so.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just spawning at
native
bases
support
anymore.
Big Team is going to be
huge. We have
huge.
Pelicans
If they
delivering
nail this,
them,
it's
and we have
gonna
a
be
commander in
huge
your ear telling
for Halo.
you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Pelican drops.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
Oh, that's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players. This is just a certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
The splatter.
The announcer is your
customization.
big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI. Designation.
Personal AI.
So if a player grabs a flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best?
They add to the sense of like me as a Spartan being more important, and for us in multiplayer, it is really about becoming a Spartan. You're Spartan. You are you inside of the Halo universe.
Interesting.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects.
That's like Reach
down to
style
the individual
customization.
armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet,
And
your
beyond,
visor,
really.
your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there.
Wow.
Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization
really
in
nice.
the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
Okay.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content. And we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire. In future seasons, you can purchase old Battle Passes as well as the current Battle Pass and choose which Battle Pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and
So if you want
only
something,
through
you have to
playing
at
the
least
game.
buy the Battle Pass.
All
but you can-
customization is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities to earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the Samurai already. That's one of our event armor cores.
Saw that in
And
the
that's going to be
multiplayer
something
trailer,
that players can earn through gameplay for free.
Not sure how I feel about
with us going free to
as a
play
Halo
for the
armor,
multiplayer
but-
part of the game. Like that was a big goal because how do we have a way we can
Depends
always
on the
bring
situation.
players in, right? And they can when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they can just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no
everything
barriers.
with the
And even better,
industry
your
is free to play.
progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. That like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Academy.
Why are you here?
To be a Spartan.
The Academy is a place that you can go with an MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls and also people who want
that's
warm up
interesting.
before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences both a tutorial to get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and also training mode that you can use to just get warm, explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
This is something
I'm super jazzed about
I know
bots.
I've talked about.
I think they're awesome.
That
Our
we've
goal
talked
with
about
bots has been to
Halo having something.
have a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
Is this just a training academy, or is this
partnering with our players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge, or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
Would not have
to get involved,
really thought
you go
about
to
them
HaloInsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
So fun to play with.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch itself, and beyond.
Hey, Uni, yeah! So it looks like we got Oddball, CTF, and Slayer at least. Gosh, there's a lot in there to unpack. Wow. Okay. Okay. So, huge focus on customization. We saw that it looks like they're doing kind of outlines and
Play
overlays.
it day one with Xbox Game Pass.
For the multiplayer experience. So we've got looks like for the multiplayer experience, it's not going to be red versus blue anymore. It looks like it's going to be you're going to have your customization, and there's going to be the armor that you select in your Spartan customization, and there's the red and blue outlines, however that's going to work. Not sure how I feel about that, because yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays. I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of other games that have the red versus blue or the color versus color to start with, so I guess it's not uncommon for the industry. But at the same time, Halo's already had that dual color team, or even for multi-team, just having a specific color to a team to help easily identify an opponent. So I guess depending on how that system gets implemented, I guess other games do it. I guess why shouldn't Halo be able to do it? I guess I'm just a little. Maybe it's my old Halo ways that want to stick to the classic red versus blue format. Maybe. We'll have to see. Academy having a training ground for newcomers and a warm-up arena. I know for competitive, having that warm-up arena is huge. There's Octagon, I think, is probably the most famous little warm-up tool that competitive players have, and a training area for newcomers. I think we've talked about that on the podcast before, and having something like that is going to be huge to really encourage new players to come in and even just improve, or for people that have played Halo before, and if they have it just kind of in a general rotation, if Halo Infinite is something that they're interested in now because of just, I mean, look at the multiplayer trailer yesterday. It's going to be one heck of a fun time for multiplayer. This is what it looks like. I'm excited to play this multiplayer just based on the trailer from yesterday. All the crazy stunts that were being pulled with the grapple shot and all the new equipment and all the crazy weapons. It looks like it looks like there's some weapons in there that they haven't announced yet. Not entirely sure. I'm forgetting which weapons they've shown off and which ones they haven't yet. But so that training piece is going to be huge, I think, for the warm-ups, like they were saying, and just the newcomers or the people that don't play Halo that often. Just being able to hop into a little training sim and being able to just learn the ins and outs of Halo is going to be huge. And the bots, there's so much potential with bots. With Halo Infinite being infinite, and we make the joke of the whole infinite possibilities of what you can do with Halo. There's a part of me that is kind of wondering if they're going to do something more with bots than just the Academy, or if it's going to be available for things that you can forge in or multiplayer. Yeah, the bots is something new. That's a whole new can of worms that's opened up now with bots. Jeez. And that one Warhog where you can store, I guess you can actually put weapons on it, like a weapon rack. So if you have something, I guess if you're carrying something, you can put it in there and then go pick up another weapon before you leave, I guess, maybe. That was interesting too. And I might as well bring this back up and scrub through it for a second. But going back through
Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Scorpion tank is inbound.
We have
the drop-offs with the Pelican and the weapon pods. Kind of the Halo 4 style. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if that's going to be like set drops. So instead of just the normal weapon spawns, it's just kind of the weapon pods to be a little more immersive, which would be just cool in and of itself. And looking at some of this too, the environments are incredible. They've done a really great job. Like graphically, it looks a whole lot better than it did last year. I mean, just look at some of the detail, just like in this shot, like the detail in the grass, and this is a 4K video on YouTube, so like just seeing all of this extra detail just on YouTube, it's going to be even that much better actually in game. So they've done a really great job with the multiplayer. Looks like I know there were certain aspects of it that I've expressed concern with before, but I mean this looks like it's I don't know why you went off 4K YouTube. This looks impressive. And we've got Oddball in here. We saw that a little bit earlier. We've seen Capture the Flag and Slayer. I hope there's more game modes than just the 3, because we know what happened when there was just the 3 game modes for Halo 5. What else was in here that was noteworthy? Oh, the seasons. So the season unlocks being you can get any of the season content after you pay for it without it being tied to a season. So Fortnite, you buy the season and you have to get the stuff within that season before the new season comes out. MCC, you have the season points. You can apply those to get any of the unlocks. So it sounds like for Infinite, it's going to be a middle ground. So you buy the seasons that you want, and then you basically take your time to unlock the content, or only unlock the certain content you want. And it sounds like when there's multiple seasons, you'll be able to switch back and forth between different seasons on what you want to unlock and apply your season points to. So that's important. And the fact that they're looking at BTB from a native perspective. I think that's going to be a huge aspect that will garner a lot of attention back to players sticking with Halo at the long term. Because BTB, before Halo 5 came out, BTB was like the standard when it comes to social games, and now it's Super Fiesta with Halo 5. But for going into Halo Infinite, if they can nail the big team experience and it feels like a native, natural big team experience, then that's going to bring, I think, a whole lot of people back to staying with Halo longer than just kind of like the 4 or 6 weeks of Halo just releasing. So that's going to be huge. We didn't have the native big team support in Halo 5, so having that in Halo Infinite, I'm glad to see that back, because there's so many people that play the social aspect of Halo, which is out of the box big team. So yeah, but overall this is I was a little trepidatious going into the press brief based on the podcast that we did last Thursday, and kind of what we were hoping to see, but gosh, the multiplayer stuff looks incredible. Didn't hear anything about Forge. I know there's supposed to be another Inside Infinite coming up here soon. I don't know if they're going to talk about some of the gaps there. Got very little touch on the campaign as well. A new Cortana that's not Cortana. Sounds like Cortana's story arc might be possibly over, or maybe not over, and it's just this other. I don't know. That's an interesting twist on things with the not Cortana. I'm sure there's probably more stuff out there about what it actually is. I gotta go read Waypoint and check up on all the Twitter and whatnot since I'm behind on everything. But yeah, I'm hyped for multiplayer. I'm just the whole action-packed trailer from yesterday was awesome, and then seeing them focus on a few key things here. Again, the customization. I think people have been dying for the Halo customization to be back in the style of Reach, and it seems like they've taken it above and beyond what they've done for Reach. The whole not red versus blue thing, I'm a little skeptical on how it's going to turn out, but we'll see how they implement it and see how well it works for Halo. We haven't had that before, so this will be a first with regards to that. Academy looks awesome. Sounds interesting. The whole training ground, bots. It'll be interesting to see if there's kind of a Forge integration with that kind of thing as well. Yeah, so we didn't get a lot of campaign too much. We got some new little story tidbits. I'm sure there's a lot more on a blog post or something. Multiplayer, though. I know multiplayer is going to be a huge one for this. And I guess no word on a Halo Insider flight on when that's actually promote actually signing up for it, which you should do that, haloinsider.com. But no release date yet, no flight date, which is kind of curious that they don't have that ready yet. I mean, I trust what 343 is doing, but that's, I mean, with being this close to launch, that's really not something I don't think you would have locked down by now. So that's very interesting that they don't have that locked down. But anyways, I had people ask me to do reactions, so this is my reaction to it. This went on a whole lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, I'm excited for Halo multiplayer, and the fact that it's free to play on PC and Xbox is going to bring a lot of people into playing multiplayer. I'm excited to be playing Halo Infinite Day 1 multiplayer. And probably getting my butt kicked at it too. So, thanks for watching. We'll be discussing this more on the podcast coming this week. We're going to try to get some more guests on and go over some of the additional content that's out there. I know there's blog posts that are probably coming out and some other articles with interviews, and we'll try to get all of that captured for everybody, have a nice discussion on it Thursday. Hopefully it's still something that's going to be less than 2 hours. Depends on how much additional content gets released over the next coming days. Hopefully everything gets released by Thursday so we have a chance to digest it and talk about it on Thursday. But you can come join us on Twitch, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking about it. We'll be having a bunch of folks on. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.